I'm Steven.
And I'm Kevin.
In today's episode of the Steven and Kevin Show,
we talk about hearts on Twitter.
Or likes.
All right, we have to do that one again. Well, it's a heart. You know.
I only said that because I forgot what I was going to say next. I'm Steven.
And I'm Kevin.
And in today's episode of the Steven and Kevin Show,
we talk about hearts on Twitter,
the best way to prepare for a coaching session,
and intimate events between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 7 of the Steven and Kevin Show. We have a lot of great questions to cover today. Some of them are coming via email. Some of them are coming via Twitter. And we're actually about to head off to Chicago. So we thought, hey, let's try and record an episode before we leave.
Yeah, let's do it. And today, 3 questions to be exact. And we're going to start off with a question from Kevin McWilliams at KMacWilliams. And he says, is there a client event that works well between Thanksgiving and Christmas, or is it best to wait for the start of the new year?
A really good question. And by the way, if you have a question, use hashtag AskStevenandKevin. And with Kevin's question here, there definitely are some events you can do. And I think a lot of advisors sometimes do go into almost hibernation mode right now, and they think, I have no reason trying to pull an event together right now. People are obsessed with the holidays, and they don't want to spend time doing that. But it's actually a great time to try and pull some people together. What are some events, Stephen, that you've seen?
You're going to throw it to me now when it comes time for the ideas?
Yeah, when it comes for an idea.
Believe me, there's a lot of great ideas. Stephen, hit them with it.
Let me give you a little bit of fluff, and then Stephen, why don't you hit him with an actual idea?
Well, as you were talking, I was thinking of a couple, but prior to that, I was thinking one thing to caution: people do have busy schedules around the holidays.
That's true.
And all else equal, you might want to host events that are a little smaller in nature. The coaching session I just got off, we were talking about just that some dinners and functions are harder to pull together now. So if you're focused on some that might be, a cooking class for, 2 or 3 couples, or easier to pull together than something that might have, 15 or 20 people there where you're coordinating a lot of wacky schedules this time of year.
That's right.
There's also, even though this isn't technically an event, there's a need for one-to-one dinners. Hey, I wanted to take you out over the holidays for a dinner with you and Michelle. When's good for you? I mean, there's a need for that type of thing as well.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Let me hit that ball back to you for the actual good ideas.
I just want to be the hype man. I want you to give the ideas, and I'm just going to say, oh yeah, that's right. Good job. We've seen an event before, Family Photo Day, because around Thanksgiving and the holidays, families get together. You could pull together. Hey, look, we got a professional photographer at our office. We're going to do family pictures. Bring the dogs, bring the grandkids, whatever it is, and let's do a family photo. And we've seen even gift wrapping days where people have a lot of presents for the holidays. And I know me personally, I'm a terrible gift wrapper, and I hate doing it. It's like the worst job for me. And so hire some interns or some college kids, bring them in, pay them hourly, and let them wrap gifts, have some hors d'oeuvres and some things at your office.
Have you ever seen a present wrapped by a college kid, Kevin? These are
I know,
the
but there's got to be some. Well, maybe you need to do an interview first, where you actually give them a present to wrap and say, "Hey, let's see how well you do here. You're hired. Yeah, you are not hired." But
as you were talking there, Kevin, I was thinking about what would be of interest to me. I'll tell you what. I always wait to the last minute to buy presents. I'm self-aware. It's a terrible trait. I realize that, but I'm unable to correct it without some outside intervention. If you were the advisor and you invited me to right this time of year and said, hey, we're having a holiday gift-buying strategy session here. Come to us. You're going to leave with a game plan. You're going to know where the sales are. You're going to know what you're going to think through what you're going to buy for people in your life, the thoughtful gestures. It's not all about gift giving. You're going to think through, who you need to reach out to, what you're doing with Christmas cards, that sort of stuff.
That is out of the box.
Out of the box, but it would help me. So but reach out to me if you're planning one of those events.
I'm all about Amazon in advance. Get it done.
Very thoughtful. I thought you'd be more of a gift card guy.
A gift card.
What was the study we saw recently that said, millennials are more likely to favor generic gift cards, like a Visa gift card, and seniors are more likely to favor those that are for a specific store.
Okay.
They see it as more thoughtful. You're not mailing it in as far as the gift buying process goes.
Yeah, gift cards are mailing it in without a
doubt. But, and we all leave a lot of money on those things. That's what the data shows. Yep. So nevertheless, if you're thinking about a client event, go for it. What's hurting you? Worst case that happens, you plan an event. It's you get half as many attendees. Still worth the effort.
I think so.
Good time of year for all that.
Yeah. And by the way, thanks for everyone who's joining us via Periscope. I know some of you are scoping right now. Is that what you would call it? Scoping?
I would not personally, but thank you nonetheless for those joining us.
Thanks for joining us. If you want to watch the unedited version, which has behind the scenes, and it's hilarious.
Don't oversell it.
Not really.
All right, so second question today, Kevin, from Jacqueline Marie 84. What do you guys think about Twitter switching from favoriting tweets with a star to liking with a heart? Hashtag Ask Stephen and Kevin. Me personally, I've spent a lot of sleepless nights thinking about this question. I just, I can't get my arms around it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you have, Stephen. This is, I like it. I think it's pretty cool. I know that some people were really annoyed by it. That it's no longer favoriting things on Twitter. Now it's all about liking them. I think it's easier to engage. I have an article here from TechCrunch that basically says that in the first week of them making this change, Twitter sees a 6% increase in activity.
It's probably what they were after, right?
It's exactly what they're after because I think it's more confusing to think I'm favoriting something. What does that mean? Is that like a bookmark? Is that like a versus like, right? I mean, same thing with it integrates with Periscope. You think about when you're periscoping something, you tap on it, you give it a little heart, give it a like.
Same with Instagram, super popular on Instagram.
Exactly.
And you could see them trying to capitalize on some of that momentum. But what was some of the negative feedback, Kevin? I remember reading some stuff when that first happened. People were saying...
People were negative because I think it's just hardcore Twitter users.
Well,
right?
They were, one of the things I read that somebody was saying, when you favorite one, or it's basically saving one, and you're not indicating whether or not I'm in favor of this post or not. When you heart it, you're saying basically, I like this post. I agree with this viewpoint. And that's not necessarily what that group of users was trying to say.
Yeah, I could see that perspective. I think it's really smart. Twitter, we talked about it in one of the first episodes, is making some major changes. This is kind of one of the first steps in that direction. I think it's easier to understand. Obviously, increased engagement. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, and let's see how long-standing that is. 6% increase in the week after the heart. Is it because it's a novelty? 6%?
Well, maybe. Yeah. So, I found myself personally hearting up things, right? Liking a lot of things.
You're a good man. Hey, all right, last question, Kevin. What is the best way to prepare for a coaching session? This was a question that came via email. We get it often from newer coaching clients who want to maximize the coaching experience. This is not a pitch for our coaching services, although we do provide such services and we enjoy it.
Yeah, and a lot of our clients watch the show, so I could see how this question would come through and make sense.
Part of it is, you don't want to use your coaching session to, it is obviously to reflect on what you're doing day to day. It's a time to pull yourself out of the minutia of running your business and into more of a planning mindset. But at the same time, some preparation goes a long way in terms of, this is just stuff that was in my mind this morning, Kevin. Documenting some of the past interactions you've had in the prior week. Okay. If your focus is on marketing with your coach, when did you offer that second opinion? When did you use LinkedIn for prospecting? When did you ask for an introduction? How did those things go, and what can we learn from them? If you're thinking about that on the fly in your coaching session, it's okay. But if you have it well documented in advance, we think it helps.
You're going to get the most out of that time with your coach. Here's a tip: remove any distractions. And and it's so easy, especially with a computer in front of us, a phone in front of us. A lot of times, you could easily, I could see your mind wandering a little bit in coaching. Turn that stuff off. So that you can actually be in the moment there with the coach, get the most out of it.
Next tip for me is think ahead about what you have on your calendar in advance and what you'd like some feedback on. Mm-hmm. If you've got a big charity function you're attending coming up next week, or a big family celebration where you think there's going to be some prospective clients there or some COIs, use that as an opportunity to brainstorm these things with your coach. Let's face it, most people are sleepwalking through their day-to-day anyway.
Yeah.
So, we're saying prepare before you have a coaching session to prepare, and that might sound extreme to some people out there, but it's effective. You're going to come out of that thinking, all right, my strategic intent, other than eating a lot of turkey over Thanksgiving, is that I'm going to talk to Uncle Bob or Aunt Sue or Cousin Charlie because I know he or she is well connected in the tech space and I have some questions for them, whatever it might be. That kind of stuff to me is very helpful.
Yeah. Another one I think is embracing accountability. I mean, accountability without a doubt is incorporated into coaching. If you want to have a good relationship with your coach, you need to embrace it, not fight accountability. So go in with the mindset. I think it's a mental thing when you're on that session, knowing that, hey, if I didn't do it, bring that. That's okay, right? I mean, you tell your coach that, but also you should feel a little bad about that too, right? You shouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. If you're meeting with your personal trainer and your personal trainer is giving you feedback and you've had an off week or two, and you come in and you're talking with your personal trainer and you're defensive and you're saying, oh, well, I had the holidays in there, Kevin, obviously, and
right.
I would have done this, and it really wasn't.
And we've been on those sessions. Yeah, we've conducted
cut
those
to the
types
chase
of
here.
sessions.
Did you or did you not do the activity and let someone else hold you accountable and guide you in that process?
Exactly. Embrace the accountability.
So we have a podcast. You can check it out. It's audio version. It's great for a plane ride, great for a car ride. Check it out. iTunes, Stephen and Kevin Show. Again, we're on Periscope, and
the Scope.
The Scope. So you can check us out there as well. And thanks for tuning in. We appreciate our audience. Thanks for all the love out there, and we'll talk to you all next week.
Thanks, everyone. Yeah, thanks for joining us via Parent. Hey, thanks for hearting it up. Yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate all the hearts there. Steven's over here periscoping, and he's not getting any hearts, so you might want to heart him up over here as well. Again, if you have a question, please ask us a question. We're happy to use hashtag AskStephenToKevin, and we're happy to answer it on the show.